these are a little bigger. And these are not Costco chickens. So at 7.5 weeks, you get an idea of the size. So we're trying to get as close as we can for you guys to about that 5 to 6 pound range. So you guys will get a nice big chicken today. We have planned for you guys to all go through and process one. If you want to do more than one, you definitely can. I think we're going to have time for that, kind of how we have this set up for you guys. Chickens will peck and they will eat. They'll fill up a pouch that's in their neck. So chicken head here, long neck, down at one side. You have two things that come from the head besides the neck bones. You have a windpipe, so that comes down into the lungs. And then you have the esophagus, basically, that passes from the mouth down into the stomach. And on its way down, there's a crop. And so what that allows them to do, if you ever watch quail or dove or whatever, you'll see they walk around and they peck. What they're doing is they're filling their crop. That is very, very important. If you have anything in the crop, it is not a fun time processing that chicken. With the chickens, what we do is we bring a group of them out. We keep them up there just because they're easier to grab. It also kind of allows them to clean out just a little bit more if you get them up off of dirt, whatever else they might be on. They're gonna go from there into these cones that are behind us here. There's only one step today that we're not gonna have you guys do, and that's the actual kill cut. And the only reason is because Lori and Austin and I have all sliced our hands open pretty good doing that, and I don't want anybody getting hurt today.
All right, so it is Saturday, October 30th, and we have our first processing for our chickens today. We have 22 people that came to join us today, and one of them is Tyler. We're gonna go ahead and talk to Tyler now and see how it went today. So how did it go, Tyler?
I've been processing the processing of the chicken for a little while here. I'm usually very social. It's been kind of a quiet morning for me. I've eaten chicken my entire life, and so I figured I probably needed to come actually kill and process a chicken so that I could kind of integrate that into my life. It's an experience.
Easier to do than you thought it was going to?
Parts of it, yes. It was very straightforward. Dwayne was extremely clear on how everything works, and now I could probably teach that to my family. So that's, you know, it's very straightforward.
Do you think you will raise your own meat birds in the future?
So I actually tried doing this. I got 2 chickens, and I was like, okay, I'm going to actually kill and eat these chickens. I couldn't do it.
Because you got attached to them?
Yeah, attachment, and I had no idea what I was doing, so, you know. Now I actually have an idea of what I'm doing. Maybe I'll give it another try, but it's hard seeing something die.
You know what, it is like the worst day. You don't ever like it. And I'll tell you what, one of the biggest things I have people ask me all the time is, how can you do that when you get attached to the animals? And for me, we're meat eaters. We've tried to not be, and it just didn't work out. And we're gonna eat meat either way. And for me, I would rather know how it was raised, how it was treated, where it came from. And that's the only way that I get through that.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes a lot more sense.
Any advice you have for anybody that is going to raise their own meat birds and process them, or do the workshop maybe?
Yeah, I would definitely say come do this workshop. This is, it's very educational. It's a critical step in making sure that you're gonna have what it takes to actually do this. Yeah. Turns out all you need is a knife and some hands. I guess people have been doing this for thousands of years, so, you know, it makes sense that it's fairly straightforward, but I guess I can now join humanity in that whole process and circle of life.
Cindy is here with us on our first processing of the chickens that we've done, the workshop, and Cindy actually has one of the pigs that we're raising too. So one of those is hers back there as well. So how did it go? How did you do with your processing of the chicken? Was it a good experience? Any advice you have for anybody?
I would like to say I was blown away by this experience. I see a variety of people here, some with no experience, some with a little bit of experience, and I felt welcome regardless of who I was with, what we were doing. The process, as mentioned, is pretty straightforward. You guys are great about explaining and keeping the environment welcoming for questions.
Good,
And I think that
good.
was what I appreciated the most.
Oh, perfect.
I think your process is hammered out pretty well, and I think you thought everything through, down to the gloves, down to the hand cleaning, the sanitation, and answering all of those finicky questions. I honestly felt, and I don't want to speak for everybody else, but it feels as though there were no silly questions and everybody felt welcoming to asking anything
Perfect.
from start to finish.
Yeah, and this is especially people that this is a new experience for, you know, those questions that someone else might think is silly or that everybody should know. It's not the case.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it was just enough to make you feel confident enough to walk away with the information and feel more connected to the process. Like I said, whether you have never seen an animal dispatched, whether you've never cut into chicken, this workshop is for you. There's something for everyone from beginner to experience. And just honestly, the camaraderie and getting to know everybody around here is superb. Superb.
I had a good time with everybody today. You spent a lot of time with everybody today.
Yeah, I did.
So how did everybody do on the initial part? Because that's the tough part.
They did good. Most everyone didn't really have much of a problem with it. I mean, obviously it's kind of an intense thing, but they were all eager to learn about it and see what actually happens.
I know we had a lot of questions with leading up to it, and we wanted to make sure that we were very transparent with, you know, what we do and the reality of the processing, you know, of taking the life of a chicken, and that a lot of us take it for granted, but you know what, a lot of the folks here had never done it before, so I think they walked away with some good skills, some good life skills. So I know you had a chance to talk with folks more than I did. What was the thought for most people?
Well, a lot of people were just, you know, grateful for the opportunity. They thought that, you know, we did a very good job of planning it out and, you know, executing, you know, the whole process of how we did it. It explained everything, you know, that we covered everything, and
And we get some good constructive feedback too.
you know, maybe have another table,
Yeah.
which we talked about. We talked about, you know, possibly ordering another table beforehand, but we decided not to. A little bit more space, you know, have the water kind of, you know, because we had the water in a weird spot.
I wish I had more time to spend with everybody. You know, that's why it was kind of neat to have everybody here at the end and spending time with us. And they got the wine tasting, by the way. So they got a chance to try the wine that Lori and I have been making here for the last few years.
Yeah.
That was good feedback to get, see everybody, you know, enjoying the wine and tell stories about the first ones.
Yeah.
But then also just to spend time with folks that are doing the same thing we're doing here and don't have the resources and information that, you know, most people do, because we're here in Arizona and things in Arizona are just not like they are everywhere else, you know. And I think all of us here on YouTube, we look at the same channels, you know, Justin Rhodes, and we watch the Joel Salatin clips and, you know, these other guys, Greg Judy and all these guys, but, you know, they're not farming in this place and in this environment. And I think we're all on that same page as we're trying to learn from each other and try to, you know, do the things that have been natural to humanity, but are just a little different for us here in Arizona. So, well, we had a great time with everybody here today. I know this is a little bit different. This is actually our weekly vlog. So this is totally different from what we typically do, but we try to give everybody an update each week of what's going on here on the farm. That's what you guys are watching today, but we would love to have you as a subscriber. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section down below. We'd love to see those, and share the content. If you know anybody that's into this kind of thing, we'd love it if you would share the content. Definitely helps us out here when you do. As always,
If we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
so can you! You guys are regarding the geese.
Yes.
Awesome.
Are you guys okay with being on video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
I mean, I don't know how your camera's going to be faked on this, but you know.
There'll just be little glimpses here. And you're okay with being on camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
all three of us can say, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you. And when I say so can you right now, it sounds like soaking.
So can you?
so can
Yeah.
you.
So can you?
Yeah. Like, you know, you just,
So can you.
yeah, we're going to soak you.
I don't think that's a saying.
If we can farm on the edge of nowhere, that was not good. We need to try that again. Austin was like just a step behind.
If we can farm on the edge of nowhere.
That's my voice. I'm sorry.
Get excited.
You guys,
If we can farm on the edge of nowhere.
Why don't you say,
We can
and
farm.
as always, and then go like this and drop your hand or something.
like a mic drop.
Something to where you signal, we all say, if we can farm on the edge of
But
nowhere.
I'm not looking at him. I'm looking at the camera, so I'm not going to see the signal. I
No,
missed the signal.
I would have to do the signal this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you like...
Perfect. That's the signal. The signal is this. Okay, so on the count of 3?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
So can
I started counting backwards and forwards. No more wine for me.